we have got to talk about the app that has broken the internet, literally. By now, you have probably heard of the T app, the T dating app. It's a women only platform that's been blowing up and showing up all over social media and causing absolute chaos in the dating world. With over 4 million users and hitting number one in the App Store, this app lets women anonymously review and flag men that they've dated. But here's the thing, it sparks some serious controversies that we need to unpack. So grab your actual tea or coffee if you're a coffee drinker, because we're about to dive in and talk about this mess. I'm going to talk about the T app and what it does and all that in just a moment. But Jeremy on Thread says, new green flag just unlocked. A woman who doesn't even know what the F the T app is because she trusts her intuition and has you meet her friends and family to help vet you instead of relying on secondhand data from a group of hurt and wounded strangers, because friends and family would know about this random man. That's why Maya says this is like if a child predator was like, ugh, guys, come on. The offender registry is so lame. And then Jeremy says, if you think the app is will primarily be used to report predators, then I have a bridge in India to sell you. They really do not want women talking and using social media to spread the word. This is the reason why they always vilified people that were supposed gossips. That's why Rachel said, shaming women for ensuring they're not going to end up with an a-hole is not it, bro. This is gross behavior. Tasha says it's a whole red flag. Kaza says, literally, they tell us to pick better, but when we do things to help us pick better, it's wrong. Men don't care about safety. They just want to be in control. Now let's talk about the T app and what it does. First of all, it was created by a man. I know the men are like waving their red flags and everything, like flag on the play, but it was created by a man named Sean Cook after his mother had terrifying dating experiences, including being catfished and matching with men who had criminal records. The app allows women to search for men by their first name and city, and then leave anonymous reviews with red flags for bad behavior and green flags for positive experiences. Think Yelp, but for dating. Now, predictably, this has men's rights activists losing their mind. They're talking about its misandry and promoting man bashing and arguing it's unfair because there's no male equivalent. And they've already been threatening defamation lawsuits and everything. But this is where it gets interesting. It's going to be incredibly hard to prove defamation. That is what the legal experts are weighing in on, saying that it is hard to prove defamation because the plaintiffs have to prove that there was a lie or negligent. And that brings us to other controversies. The core controversy for men, what they are, waving their flags about, they're talking about there's so much potential for false accusations. And critics argue that anonymous platforms like this can become breeding grounds for gossip, revenge posts, and straight up lies that can destroy someone's reputation. And obviously, they're not wrong to be concerned. Anyone can lie about anything, especially when you are anonymous. And they're saying that there's zero accountability, and that's a recipe for abuse. But here's the flip side that we cannot ignore. Women have been sharing information with each other, and there's all kind of social medias out there where women are sharing. They've just put it in a social media app, and now girls can talk in a big old group chat. So some courts, they've already dismissed similar defamation cases and claims, recognizing that these platforms have a legitimate safety purpose, even if it is imperfect, because nothing is going to be perfect. But this just happened literally today. Someone hacked the app. Hackers leaked 13,000 user photos and IDs from the T app, designed as a women's safe space. The viral app requires new users to take selfies, which it says deletes after review. And so what these dudes did, they basically went in and proved why women need this. Because if there was nothing to hide, why are they sitting up here hacking it? They are saying, ladies, you are not safe regardless of what you think that you're like. You might think that you're safe. You're not safe, though. Just a little bit from this article. Hackers have breached the T app, which recently went viral as a place for women to safely talk about men, and tens of thousands of women's selfies and photo IDs have now seemingly been leaked online. A spokesperson confirmed the hack Friday afternoon. The company estimates that 72,000 images, including 13,000 verification photos and images of government IDs, were accessed. Starting right here, the hacker accessed a database from more than 2 years ago. I had no idea that this app has been around for 2 years. The T spokesperson said, adding that this data was originally stored in compliance with law enforcement requirements related to cyberbullying prevention. The T spokesperson said that the company has hired third-party cybersecurity experts and is working around the clock to secure our system. I will say it is quite ironic that an app that was designed to protect women's safety has such poor security features that it could actually be hacked by. It's really upset men. So that's just putting it out there. The irony is not lost on any of us. It's not just embarrassing, it's also potentially dangerous for the women that are using the app. These women trusted the T app with their personal information, specifically because they were seeking safety, and the app failed them spectacularly. This whole situation highlights a fundamental tension that we have between women's safety approach in the digital age and the fact that women are still dating. On one hand, we desperately need tools to help women, and then on the other hand, this could happen. The statistics of dating violence and assault are horrifying, and traditional reporting mechanisms, they don't work. The police don't care. They don't listen to us. On the other hand, it's like we can't ignore these things, and we have to use the measures that we can use. What's particularly frustrating is that the app has potential to be important. It could be used in a way that helps women. You can reverse images and do catfish searches. You can map things. You can show ex-offenders. There are these legitimate safety features, but obviously this happened, and this is not going to bode well for the confidence women have in this app. So, before I get out of here, I want to use this post from Uppity Negress. She says, an app called The Tea was created so that women could anonymously spread tea about predatory and toxic men. And then mad predatory and toxic men got mad and hacked the app and leaked verification pictures. For those of you who are new here, I used to run an app called The Cookout Online. It was for Black folks only, and it had a similar verification process. Not once were we hacked. What were the security protocols? Anyway, the founder of T is a man, and I'm sure that's completely unrelated. So obviously, this is going to make people a little bit weary of using this app, but I do wonder if it's going to be enough to get women completely off of the app. We don't know, but I do know it had 4 million subscribers 4 million subscribers overall, and shot this app up to number 1. So I know that it's not going to have that many people leave, and women do still want some kind of semblance of safety. The Hood's favorite therapist says women were also creating profiles for men to use. It's shameful, but if a man's behind it, I don't trust it. Not involving safety of women or girls. Let me know, do you think that that will have some kind of impact on things? Because now, oh my goodness, I didn't even think about that. Women are signing up just so men can use it. Back to Nobody says, has nothing to do with the design flaw, purely coincidence, as are all male failures when they make things for women. I'm sure that's sarcasm. Bits Patriot says, there couldn't possibly be any correlation there, just sheer coincidence. So people are like raising an eyebrow. I can't even do it. But I do want you to join the conversation. What do you think of all of this? Would you sign up? Have you signed up for it? Are you watching all that is going on in social media? Join the conversation, and I will continue this because I have been looking up and down Reddit. The men are going crazy there. They're going crazy over on Threads. Everybody is talking about this app. So let's continue the conversation.